What's up guys, Xavier Wills here for Desktop Bodybuilding and we are back with another video, and today we're wrapping up the 2019 USA Championships, and it was a battle. Nick Walker versus Zach Merkel, and Zach takes it out and wins the overall in the men's bodybuilding at the 2019 USA Championships. And it was a controversial one because many people after prejudging said they had Nick Walker winning, and that's what I saw anyway. I mean, I'm friends with Nick on Facebook and seeing all that, so I probably am seeing more of a biased opinion, but I'm going to look at the photos and go into it and give my opinion on who maybe should have won and who wins each shot. So let's launch into it. We're going to go through the class winners and spend a little bit more time on the guys in the heavier classes, just because they're generally the better talent. And also, I just want to mention as well the nationals, the the American National Championships. The top two from each class win their pro card. In the USA's, it's just the winner of each class. So Nick Walker misses out on his pro card here. Anyway, let's launch into it. The winner of the bantamweight, Eric Lee Salazar. Obviously not super thickly muscled, being a bantamweight, came in great condition. Congrats to Eric there. In the lightweight, we had Brian Waters. Now Brian, very dry, like his legs are super dry. Only 4 guys in the class, but to be a competitive pro, I'm not sure which division he would move into with that. And then in the welterweight, we had Ronald Poe. Now this dude from the front looked really good conditioning. Medialis looked shredded. From the back, a little softer, but overall this dude looked really good. Then let's move on to the middleweight. Middleweight winner was Jeff Hallenbeck. Now Jeff, great legs, really good legs, really dry as well. Just needs more muscle on that upper body, and I don't know if he's going to move into a classic physique or a 212 as a pro. And I also wonder if all these guys take their pro cards. I'm not too sure on that. But let's move on. Let's get into some of these more not more competitive, but the heavier weight classes. So we've got the light heavyweight here. This is the 3rd place finisher, Casey Castro. And this dude, I'm in love with this dude's physique. Itty bitty waist, great legs, and just overall, just in the lineup, just needs a little bit more muscle. But damn, this dude has a big future if he keeps growing, and just so impressed with his physique. And maybe, just maybe, I don't know if with those legs, with that leg thickness, but maybe he could fit into a classic physique. Not too sure. Maybe his legs are a little bit too thick. In second, we have Michael Cleaves. Now this dude, I sort of dubbed him as I don't know if it's because he's bald and he's sort of got that bit of a beard and looks a bit rugged, but he sort of looks like a Branch Warren with a smaller waist. So he's really got a nice V-taper. He comes in great condition by the looks of it. Really nice to shoulder to waist to, he's really got an X-frame working for him for a shorter guy. And very impressed with him. And he almost on a front double bicep looked a bit like a John De La Rosa. Very impressed with him. And he comes in second. And, some people said it was an arguable second because it was very close. He came second to Tonio Burton. This dude, you can see this dude has phenomenal genetics, at least, for the least, in terms of round muscle bellies. Like, that's a given. You can just see this dude, and he's sort of got that Michael Lockett look to him with his muscle belly, just really round, nice and hard, and he looks like one of these guys that would probably stay close to this all year, I bet. I don't know, just something about that look just looks like it. But he has tremendous conditioning, lines all through his chest. His abs are just absolutely granite. Like, you see up through his intercostals and serratus. It's just super hard. And just, like I said, his muscle bellies are amazing. Just love this dude's shapes. One other thing as well I want to mention, his glutes are like Ronnie Coleman glutes from 2003, but they're just not the same conditioning, obviously. But I'm wondering if he's just either not flexing his glutes properly here, so they actually, all the lines come out, or if it's just they don't have the really deep separated lines through them. But regardless, like when you see him in a back double bicep compared to everyone else, the first thing or a back lat spread, you just look at his glutes and go, holy crap, which sounds a little gay, but it's not, it's bodybuilding. Anyway, he takes out that class, wins his pro card and went into the overall, but did not win the overall. Let's move on to the heavyweight class. We had Scott Holiday taking out 3rd place here. A thickly muscled dude, maybe just needs a little bit more lat or something like that because he doesn't have the widest shoulder structure compared to his waist. But very good, very good package he brought. He brought great conditioning, good amount of muscle. So he takes out what I think he was a clear 3rd in this class. In second, we had Mariano Grajeda. Now, this dude, phenomenal physique. Like, he is sort of just one of those throwback physiques with the waist, looks really good. He's got good conditioning, good legs, good arms. Like, not really lacking anything. That's the thing I found about Mariano, and I was very impressed with this dude. And perhaps thought he could have won this class. To be honest with you guys, it was very, very close. And from the back, like, that's where he just runs away, because even though the winner Nathan Epler had fantastic conditioning, Mariano just in his back double bicep looked insane. And what I actually think as well is, because I was looking at photos of a lot of these guys on Instagram versus the actual stage photos, and obviously everyone on Instagram looks a little bit better because they're only going to choose the best photos or filter them or whatever. But it just seemed there's a big difference in conditioning. So I think the stage lighting was pretty harsh, and for him to look this good from the back in these shots and that hard, he just had to have been just absolutely peeled to the bone in person. But let's move on to the winner, Nathan Epler. Tremendous, nice V-taper, smaller waist, which is actually pretty much a theme in this show, which is really cool to see. Tremendous conditioning too. Like, he had really, really good conditioning. I don't know if it's to the level of Mariano, but in the back double bicep, you can see his glutes are all the way in, hammies look good, calves are hard. Through the back, maybe not quite as crisp as Mariano, I don't think. So that maybe I thought would have hurt him. Like, going through all the photos, I thought maybe it was very close from all the other body parts, but maybe the back he won it. But it wasn't to be. Nathan Epler gets the win in this class. Let's move on to the super heavyweights. Brandon Barrow gets third here, or Barrow, sorry, gets third. And this guy looks a lot, like, in my opinion, especially in his front double bicep, like Brad Rowe. Just basically just with, maybe just a little bit less muscle, and just probably just needs to be even just a tiny bit sharper, even though he was in good condition here. And he takes out third, and I think he can be one of these guys that places top 5 in pro shows, and if he picks the right lineups, he can get to that Olympia stage, in my opinion. So congrats to Brandon there. In second place, we had Nick Walker, and we're going to really go into this battle between Nick Walker and Zach Merkel, because Nick looked sensational. Like, he really did improve on his condition. He's a big, big dude. And I was just very impressed with his conditioning overall. I mean, you look at him in the ab and thigh, and that's suppose where he really does fall down a little bit. And I think that's the one that hurts him, because he's got those thick obliques. He doesn't necessarily have the widest waist or anything, but his obliques are so thick it makes it appear a lot wider, because you see where his posing trunks sit compared to where his obliques go to. So, that hurts him a little bit, I think. But overall, just very thick, very impressive. And then we go to the winner, Zach Merkel. And as I said at the start of the video, well, I think I did anyway, when I looked at the lineup, I saw Nick Walker and I was like, oh yeah, he's a winner. But I think this guy's tan, the Zach Merkel's tan, was a little bit light. And in a lineup, when you see, 6 guys, he sort of just faded a little bit because of that. But maybe in person, you didn't notice that as much. And this guy's taper is fantastic. Very small waist, goes in very well. Quads are very good. Well, really from a waist down, this guy's very good. He can be a little bit thicker up top. So you see in his side tricep coming up, looks a little bit slight, where he could put on a bit more muscle. But overall, very, very good. And he sort of makes up for it in the legs in that pose, at least anyway. And let's compare these dudes in the comparison shots, because these ones are the best ones I could find. They're on NPC News Online, so credit them. Now, when you look at it, like, Nick stands out straight away to me just because of that tan. Just looks a lot better in my opinion. But the front double bicep, you'd probably have to give that to Zach, just because of the taper. It's hard to say with conditioning. I wasn't there as well. I just want to preface that. And then front lat spread. Now this one's a bit closer, but I'd probably give it to Zach as well, just on taper. Going into the side chest, I'd have to give this one to Nick, I reckon. But from the waist down, I mean, I thought Nick would be absolutely killing it, and his hamstring hang is super impressive. But Zach looks very good there. So just say you call that one evens, maybe. I'd probably give it to Nick, to be honest, because upstairs he's just a lot thicker. Then the back double bicep, Nick runs away with it from the back. Like, in that back double bicep, it's just, he's a clear winner in my opinion. Even though Zach's not bad, he just doesn't have the back development or detail that Nick has. Side tricep, I'd give that to Nick as well, because he just opens his body up a lot better, a lot thicker in the upper body. Going to the abs and thigh, now that one Zach easily wins in my opinion, but in the lineup, it looks a lot closer than it is. Then in the most muscular, I'd probably have that Nick winning that one too. He's just too thick. So very close show, and maybe the quarter turns is something that sort of helped Zach pull ahead, but I'm not sure because I didn't get to see photos of the quarter turn. So it was a super close show. I mean, I'm going to sort of hold my judgment a little bit. I know it's sort of a cop-out, but I wasn't at the show. So I want to hear from people in the comments that were at the show. What was your opinion of the super heavyweight class, and who do you think actually should have won and gone on to win their pro card? Should Nick Walker have won it, or was Zach Merkel the deserving winner of this show? And I was very surprised that no one actually had put a video out on this yet, at least till what I've seen, because I looked up USA Championships, couldn't actually find one. So hopefully you guys appreciate that I went into this and just, all I had to go off was photos and a little bit of video. But that's my wrap up of the 2019 USA Championships. And anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think that Nick should have won? Do you think Zach should have won? And what do you think of all the other class winners? And did anyone stand out for you guys? And also, guys, if you appreciate these videos, give me a thumbs up on this video. It helps a lot. And also subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. Hit that notification bell button and you'll be notified of all the videos that go up from myself at Desktop Bodybuilding. Anyway, guys, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. For Xavier Wills, Desktop Bodybuilding, we are